Adam, we've had a chance to reflect on the Peterborough game. Any further thoughts on that?
No, not really. I think we covered it Sunday. I think first half we dealt with their threats really, really well. Obviously they controlled the possession and we were happy to sort of allow them to do that. We just wanted to make sure then on the transition that we created chances on the break and made sure that we capitalised on those. Unfortunately, we weren't able to score those chances when they came along. And then as the game grew on, especially with the changes Peterborough made around that 70th minute, I think sort of tired legs from being out of possession for the majority of the game. We struggled to keep pace with the game at that stage, and those sort of couple of quick fire goals killed the momentum for us a little bit.
And sticking with the Peterborough game, just an update on Molly Crum. Obviously she went off injured.
Yeah, so we're sending Mold for a scan. Potentially not as bad as first feared it could be, but still obviously going to be injured now, out for some time. So hopefully we'll hear back some more news on that soon. And obviously we're all behind supporting her recovery and making sure she's back playing as soon as possible.
And that injury doesn't help with the growing list that it now adds to.
Yeah, no, we've definitely got a lot of bodies out. I think having not had a game for 7 weeks and then back into a schedule is never good for injuries, and a few injuries have reared their heads at this time of the season. So yeah, we're missing quite a few over the next couple of weeks, which is frustrating, but you know, we've got sort of strength and depth and a good squad, so it's time for people to step up and take their opportunities and sort of stake a claim on those shirts.
And we'd normally only be talking about one game in these interviews, but given that we're playing Sunday, Tuesday, 2 games in what is effectively 60 hours, it's fitting to talk about both. Just how do you go about preparing a team for playing 2 games in that short amount of time?
Yeah, it's obviously really, really difficult. It's frustrating that we've got 2 games in 3 days, by the way, especially, like I said, with 7 weeks not having a game. So with the 3 Sundays we have across the season, the scheduling's not ideal. That being said, you have to sort of play the cards you've been dealt. So like I said, we've got strength and depth this season. We'll be looking to rotate. We'll be able to rotate less than we would have liked to have done with the injuries that we picked up over the last couple of weeks. But you know, we've got to trust the group to sort of pull together and stick together over those 2 games, making sure that we're managing minutes in the correct way, looking to go and affect both games in the best way possible.
And how important is it that the players, like we always say, do the right things, but given they've literally got the Monday off, that rest and recovery has to be perfect?
Yeah, hugely, and obviously we're not a full-time programme, so ownership goes on players to make sure that they're recovering correctly. The support staff here and our S&C coaches put a recovery plan together specifically for that week to support players with that. So hopefully if they do, as they've been asked to do by the staff, it puts them in the best shape they possibly can be to recover for the Tuesday. Bound to be some tired legs, but like I say, we'll have to sort of consider some rotations and how we can get the best out of the squad across those 2 days to give us the best potential of affecting both of them.
And that's off the pitch, but just on the pitch, just how big a task is it playing 2 teams that we've already played this season that were difficult games the first time around?
Yeah, I think that both games are challenging. Sutton Coldfield probably will be very different to the first time we played them. Obviously got some real good strength and additions that they brought in over the last few weeks, and new management staff that will be implementing their ideas. I think they've had maybe sort of 5 wins in the last sort of 7 games or something, so they're on a good little run. And they'll be sort of confident that they'll want to try and reel us in a little bit and catch us. So we're going to have to be at our best for that game, and like I say, that'll probably be the most different of the 2 games. Barnsley, I think, have got a few players sort of back from injury and again are on a really, really good run. So we can't underestimate any team in this league. They're both going to be really tough fixtures, but we'll be as prepared as we can be and going into both games confident that we can get some points.